In Pakistan, at least 12 people were killed when a car bomb blew up next to a bus carrying members of a special police commando force. The Taliban claimed responsibility for the attack in the southern port city of Karachi. The bombing comes as the Pakistani government and Taliban representatives explore peace talks to end the Taliban insurgency, which has led to the deaths of thousands of people in recent years. Also in Pakistan, female teachers in the northwestern city of Peshawar protested a government decision to use them in anti-polio vaccination campaigns. The teachers warned they would call a strike if the government of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province did not cancel the decision. Taliban militants have targeted vaccination workers. The teachers say their lives would be at risk, and they'd also be exposed to sexual harassment by men while going door to door. In Afghanistan, women marched in Kabul to protest violence against women and to denounce legislation that could restrict the ability of women to seek justice for domestic abuse. The controversial legislation has been approved by Parliament, but has not yet been signed by President Hamid Karzai. The legislation, which would ban relatives from testifying against family members accused of abuse, has been denounced by rights groups and Western countries, who say it would likely curb prosecutions for violence against women. In Bosnia-Herzegovina, anti-government protests continued for an 8th day. Several hundred demonstrators blocked traffic in central Sarajevo as they demanded the resignation of the government of the Muslim Croat entity. Demonstrators say government inaction and corruption are crippling the country's economy. In Georgia, former employees of the Emergency and Urgent Situations Management Agency launched a hunger strike to demand the resignation of the agency's chief. The protesters say they were illegally fired. The agency has rejected the claims, saying the employees were released because they lacked the necessary professional skills. In Kazakhstan, activists marched to the Almaty mayor's office to demand action to protect property owners from the impact of the devaluation of the country's currency, the tenge. Prices for most consumer goods have increased since the central bank devalued the tenge by around 19% on February 11th. The activists, who include homeowners, say ordinary people are suffering the most from the devaluation. In Ukraine, protesters marched in Kiev and called for a nationwide anti-government strike. The protesters want to pressure the government to withdraw security forces from central Kiev, embrace democratic reforms, and punish police responsible for beating protesters during the recent wave of anti-government demonstrations. Elsewhere in Kiev, a court dismissed the claims of about 500 people seeking legal action against the interior minister for failing to protect their rights during confrontations between security forces and anti-government demonstrators in late November and in December. In Kyrgyzstan, another concert was held in support of the country's border guards, this time in the Issyk-Kul region. The guards have received an outpouring of support since several of them were injured in exchanges of fire with Tajik border guards in January. Kyrgyz and Tajik officials have pledged to resolve their differences over border areas to prevent further possible violence. And that's the video roundup from Radio Free Europe, Radio Liberty.